So at this point, we have package management for Grunt and our Grunt plugins, and it's all being run through our package.json file. But we're not really able to use Grunt yet without a Grunt file. So let's look at what that's all about. I'm going to go back to the browser and go back to the Getting Started page, and I'll scroll down, and it tells us a little bit about the Grunt file. So it says we can call it Gruntfile.js or Gruntfile.coffee. We're going to use the JS version. And as we scroll down, we can see an example of a simple Grunt file. Now, if you've never used JavaScript, this might look a little bit scary, but most of what we're going to do is just copying and pasting and some minimal manipulation of the key value pairs that are under options and build for the different plugins that we're using. So here's a breakdown of what we have. We have a function wrapper that goes around everything, and we can pretty much ignore that. Within the function, we set our Grunt configuration. It tells us where to find our package.json file, and then the next entries are just configuration for our different plugins. And you'll see this same structure used as we add more and more plugins to use with Grunt. It starts with a set of options, which a lot of times can be completely empty and we can omit. And then we create a task. The task has a key of some kind. In this case, the key is build. And within this, we have a bit of configuration. So this is using the Uglify plugin, which we will use in order to minify our code once we've concatenated it. So we'll end up doing a very similar thing to what we see here. In this case, it's looking for a source file or set of source files, and then a destination where it puts the resulting minified version of the file that got pulled in with the source. So this is some pretty simple configuration. You can see something a little bit more fancier here in the values, but that's something we can kind of ignore for now. So once we've ended all of our curly brackets here to finish up the initconfig property of Grunt, we load up any of our plugins using grunt.load_npm-tasks, and this will be the same for all of our plugins. When we're done, we'll end up with about 5 lines here. And then finally, we create tasks, which is what we can run on the command line when we type grunt. So when we type grunt on the command line, if this is the grunt file for our project, it will run the uglify process, which is what's set up right here. Okay, so if that didn't make any sense, it will start to gel more as we work through this and you see it in action.